Hey, what's cracking? I hope this video finds you doing well. Hope that you, my friend, have everything going your way. Hope that today you decided to pick up your blessings, throw down your curses, because I know that if you did that, you're doing okay. Because we can't do anything about the things that life throws at us. All the problems we have come our way. All we can do is do something about the way we react to that shit. So if you face everything with a good attitude and you feel positive and you made the decision that morning, I'm gonna be happy today no matter what. You can laugh off anything, man, and just keep on stepping. And that's what I hope for you. If you've never watched one of my videos before, my name is Ricky Dye, and I went to prison when I was 15 years old in the state of Oklahoma for murder. And I was there for 20 and a half years before I got out. And I can't do anything about what I did to go to prison. You don't get do-overs. But what I can do is share the experience that I had in hopes that you never have to share that experience. Hopes of keeping some other young guy from doing what I done when I was a kid. If he just realizes how serious shit can get, the drop of a hat, just in the blink of an eye, man, a few seconds can change your whole life. And when I was 15 years old, I never thought that just about 10, 15 seconds, if I could just do over 10 or 15 seconds, I could change everything that happened bad in my life and have a completely different life than the one I had. But I did, but you can't do that. You can't go back. And so, like if me and you were out working on a job and I bust my head on something and say, hey, brother, watch out. Don't hit your head right there. If you want to bang your head on that shit anyway, then you go ahead. But at least I have it on my heart that I shared with you what you're going to have to face if you go and do that. You'll enjoy my videos best if you'll start them at the beginning because that's where I started. I started at the beginning when I was 15 years old with what led to me doing what I did that led to a man losing his life and me going to prison. And then I went on to what it was like to be certified as an adult and sent to prison with grown men when I was just a kid. And then I go from story to story. I talk about each prison and what I had going on and where I was at and what happened to me at each place I was in. Sometimes I do jump around, and I've been doing that the last couple videos. I've tried to make a couple longer videos because people ask me to do that. And I'm going to give it an attempt to do the same thing again. And today I'm going to talk some about being able to trust your cell partner. And can you really trust your cell partner? We're going to get into that. But I also want to circle back to people who have been watching every video over the last couple videos. We've talked some about me running around with Floyd Markham and his cellie was going to help me get this crack in. And we've talked about prison guards and we've talked about going to McAllister. And I wanted to circle back around to a little bit of that because there was something I wanted to talk about when we talk about the difference between a guard and an officer is the same as it is for us convicts, saying there's a difference between being a convict and an inmate. Being a convict, you're always for your fellow convict. You're always going to try to help them get away with something, no matter what. If you see them trying to get away with something, you're going to try to help them. Maybe you'll pull the guard off and try to talk to him to give him a few minutes to do what he needs to do. Maybe you actually take something and run with it for the man, which is a write-up, a big bad misconduct if you run from the officers. But I had done that for the Indian guys. I had run with some drugs for them. They had got some drugs in. It was just after visit. There was a guy, an Indian guy named Dutch and Billy Chicklet, and they lived around downstairs by the shower. So when the guard come in, he had to go down the stairs and around to the other side of the day room to get to their cell. I lived right at the foot of the stairs on the bottom run. So the guards come down those stairs. I'm sitting in my cell. I've just come out of visit. I've still got a pair of cowboy boots on I wore to visit. We're in that cell about to get high, smoke some weed, and I see the police. He calls the guy. So I'm sitting there rolling up a joint after visit. And the guy at the door is keeping jigger. That's what we call it, keeping jigger. Whoever's keeping watch for the police, he's the jigger man. And if he sees the police come, he's going to say jigger out, and that lets you know that the police is coming. Right there, a couple different things are going to happen. Either you're all going to scramble in your cell and sit down real quick and act like nothing's going on, or one of you is going to go out there and stop that police and ask him for some toilet paper or something, try to walk his ass right back over to the office. Because if you go up to him asking for toilet paper, and if he has a roll of toilet paper to give you, he's got to go to the office to get it. So you walk his ass right back away from there. So if you can pull him off, you'll pull him off. That's something a convict would do. And there's a difference between officers and guards. Officers will step over the line and help an inmate. A guard is true to the other guards, but they don't necessarily mistreat the inmates. They're all about respect. And if you give them respect, then they show you respect. But there's a fine line, and you're each on a different side of it. And you just have to accept that. And that's why I say when I was doing time, I never took the shit personal because those people are getting paid to come in and do a job. They're protecting society from the worst of the worst. Every time they walk through the gates, they're putting their life on the line. Make no mistake about it, because anything can happen in those prisons. Just like one inmate can forge a shank and go stab another inmate, the inmate can also forge a shank and go stab a guard. And they're well aware that that could happen to them as well. It doesn't happen near as often, but it does definitely happen. And it has happened here in the state of Oklahoma. So there's a big difference between a guard and an officer, just like there's a difference between a convict and an inmate. There was these guards that worked on the unit where I was at. We have one old sergeant. I'm not going to say his name. I'll call him Sergeant A. Oh, Sergeant A, he was straight up guard, but he was like a convict, but he was a guard. He was no officer. He'd come in. If there's a child molester came on the unit, he would come and pull the convicts up and say, hey, you got a child molester over there. Don't kill him. Not during my shift. Don't kill him, but you get him out of here. Get him out of here. I ain't gonna come over on that side of the unit for a while. Let you go over there and beat that motherfucker out and get him off the unit, because he don't like them either. We had another guard. Now the reason I bring up Big Friendly, he ended up doing well for himself, working himself all the way up the thing. But the reason we call him Big Friendly, this dude is like 6'6", 6'8", and I am not exaggerating. He weighs about 400 pounds, just probably the biggest man I've ever seen in real life. And it was a black guy. And I won't say his real name on here because I wouldn't want to cause him trouble. And I think he still has that maybe as a career. Last time when I was at Lexington, the time that I'm talking about, so when we finally got that crack in, okay, we got crack in, we got a quarter pound of weed. Chris was Floyd's cell partner. He made the arrangements to drop that shit off of my girl. They come over, these black guys, set up my wife's house, divvy this dope up. We get this quarter pound in, and we got this crack in, and we're in Floyd's cell. And there's a mirror that hangs over the sink in every cell at Lexington back in the day. And we have that mirror down, and we've got it down, and we're chopping that crack up into rocks to sell. And we got weed in the cell and everything. And we got a guy keeping jigger. But the only one working the unit is Big Friendly. And Big Friendly, here's the thing about Big Friendly. He would let people, like if you worked in the kitchen, you sneak sandwiches in. He knows that the guys in the kitchen sneak sandwich in. So he'll go out to the gate when they're coming back from the kitchen. He'll come out the gate and stop them and pat them down and bust them with sandwiches and make them give him some. So he don't take the shit away. He don't write nobody up. He just hungry. He wants fed. So if you're selling nachos on the unit tonight, so one guy, this is a hustle. You can go to the canteen and draw down some Velveeta cheese, and you can draw down some corn chips, and you can go back to the unit at night and make nachos. Buy some jalapenos out of the kitchen or whatever, and you can make nachos and sell them by the plate. But if you're selling nachos, you're not supposed to be doing that shit. So Big Friendly will come right to your cell and say, I'm going to have to shake you down unless I get some of those nachos. And he wants a plate or two every time. It's okay if you steal burgers and bring them back to the unit, but you got to feed him. And we're up in that cell, and we got that crack in there, dude, and he walked right in that cell. He walked right past our jigger man because no one thought nothing of it because it was him. We didn't think he would try to bust us. But the next thing you know, he got by the guy that was supposed to be watching at the foot of the stairs, and he's made it to the bottom run. He's right at our door. And so all of a sudden, the dude stands at the door. Chris stands at the door. Me and Floyd sitting on the bed, chopping up this crack. And all of a sudden, Chris says, Friendly's right here. We say, what? He said, Friendly's right here. And all of a sudden, the door opens, and Chris just leans out there and puts his arms around Friendly like he's wrestling with us. Come on, Big Friendly, get the fuck out of here. Big Friendly like, no, what are y'all doing? He must have thought we had some food up in there because that motherfucker forced his way in with little Chris trying to push him out of the cell, playing like he's playing with him, but he's serious, trying to get him out of there. And then he realized, because we're acting serious all of a sudden, we're nervous as fuck. Me and Floyd are. I know I look nervous, and he's like, what do y'all got going on in here? What are y'all doing in here? Y'all doing drug deals in here? Y'all got dope up in there? And Floyd stands up and he's like, no, Friendly, get the fuck out of here, man. And so now him and Chris are up kind of, and you're never allowed to touch guards. That's something that is a no-no. You cannot touch a guard. And unless they're pat searching you or restraining you, the guards can't touch you. So you're not supposed to be wrestling with them. But they're up. They both got him like they're wrestling with him. Get the fuck out of here, trying to make it into a joke. Big Friendly had us. Floyd promised him some burgers, and he went ahead and left. But he had us, man. So that was just a blessing in my life right there, because I'm telling you, there are so many times I made a mistake. I never should have made it out that motherfucker. I never should have made it out. It was a real blessing for me. My mom and my grandmother, my church were all praying for me all the time, man. So I know even when we fuck up, man, and we do everything wrong, listen to the language I'm using. I don't even mean to talk that way, but I don't feel it's a sin for me to say a cuss word. I do feel that it's vulgar and it dims my light, so I shouldn't do it. So I apologize for that. But sometimes I just get carried away telling these stories, you know. But each one of us got to make our own relationship with the Creator, and I believe that I have a good heart, and that's what I believe counts. So we all have our bad days, and we all do things we're ashamed of, and we all make mistakes. But we keep riding, we keep staying down, we can come back up. Shit. So I wanted to get to the cell partners, and what about your cell partner, man? So almost every prison you'll ever go to is a two-man cell. Almost everywhere you'll ever go, if you're in Oklahoma, is a two-man cell. There is a yard, Crabtree, where it's an open dorm, and there's only one unit on that yard with cells. But everywhere else, you'll have a cell, and you'll be in there with one other man. If you want to know what that guy's in prison for, if other people don't tell you, you get to go out there and get on the phone and ask your family what he's in there for. You should always check and see what your cell partner's in prison for. And see, I learned that lesson the hard way. When I just turned 18 years old, and I ran away with that weed for those Indians. And they put me in that cell with that guy, Jose Valdez. And they said, this is a good convict. This guy got weed every week. So everybody knew, oh, Valdez is the dope man. That's what everybody knew him as. Valdez is the weed man. So everybody treated him with respect. And boy, they treated him like he was a good convict. And told me, you move in here with him, he's a good convict. You're good. We want to make you Indian. So no, you can't make me Indian. I'm part Indian. You can't make me Indian. But I'm running around with the Indians. And they're the ones that gave me the nickname Young Guns. I got it across the back of my shoulders. Had me in a cell. Before I moved over with Valdez, I was in a cell with another Indian guy. And they called me Young Guns and him Young Guns too. Because I had done what I did and went to prison. And because I was always fighting. He said I was always trying to put them young guns on somebody. Always laughing at me and shit. Because I was always in a fight. They moved me in with that guy, and I ended up getting that battery on staff. You know, them guards came in that cell looking for that weed, and I threw it out there on the run and all that shit. End up McAllister for that shit. That was one cell partner, man. I really wished that I would have had my wife went and look up. My mom. I wish I would have went and asked them to look that guy up. But I just took the words of these Indians that this guy is a good guy. Come to find out, he's a child molester. I never would have been in a cell with him. I wouldn't have been throwing his weed. I wouldn't have been doing nothing with that dude if I would have knew he was a child molester. But back then, things were different. We didn't have the internet the way we have now. Now, you go to prison, the motherfucker's going to know what you're in there for before you go get your shit put on your bunk, probably. Because most likely someone on the unit has a cell phone. Someone on the yard somewhere has a cell phone. They could just look you up. But if not, someone will go get on the phone and ask. But now that they have the internet, you can't hide your charge. Everybody's going to know what you're doing time for, no matter what you do to try to hide it. So I had a cell partner at Lexington named Daniel Hogan. This dude right here, man, me and this guy was cell partners at Lexington for over a year. Then we got to McAllister. We were cell partners. So I wasn't a cell partner over a year. I was only there a year. But most of that year, I was his cell partner, this dude, Daniel Hogan. Most of the year, I was his cell partner. And this dude right here even hooked me up with Shelly. That's how his brother was married to Shelly's big sister, and they were visiting each other. His brother got a visit from this guy, and he had them girls with him. He hooked me up with her through the visitation room, and that's where I met Shelly. Was from this guy. And then we were cell partners, and he always swore to me he'd go to the ground for me, he'd die for me, he'd do anything for me. Then we got over McAllister, and that bullshit happened, man. I'm on a unit, and all of a sudden, I know these killers over here. Danny Parker, I just talked to y'all about him, how I met that guy. Then you got Head Austin and Jack Roth around there on 3-pod. And when I was on D unit, I got moved over on C unit. When I got around to number 2 on Danny's pod, unit 3 was Head Austin and Jack's pod. And they would just come around day room to day room. I'll say, hey, come up there and just hand me a joint. Put it in my bean hole and walk off. What the fuck is that for? You know what I'm saying? Giving me weed. Come up there. They just come give me a joint. Hey, Head sent you this. I'd say, sent me what do you send me that for? He wouldn't answer me. Just walk off. A little while, next day or two goes by. Danny comes over there, puts a joint in my thing. Hey, this is from Head and Jack. It's a joint. I'm like, what are they sending me weed for, man? Why are they sending me weed? I don't know these dudes, and I know these dudes are killers. And my partner's name is Tuffy. One of my best fucking friends to this day. We were cell partners on C1 unit, right? And his uncle is Alan Fulbright, so he got a pass. Nobody picks on him because he's family there, and his family's considered a killer. So they don't mess with Tuffy, and Tuffy comes out to wreck and tells me, he says, "Hey, brother, be careful. Be careful over there on 2 pod, brother. So them motherfuckers over on 3 pod, them old buzzards, are talking about you like you're a girl, like a beautiful woman's on the way to their pod. Like they can't wait for you to get around there to 3." And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, next thing is for me to move to 3. I'm on 2. I'm thinking, oh, man, they're about to move me right in the middle of these fucking killers. And I know all these guys are like homosexuals, and that's what they do with these young guys. They turn them homosexuals. One of them's got a homosexual. Another one's got a homosexual living with him. I'm thinking these motherfuckers are going to try to turn me out, bro. Like, I'm not going nowhere, and these are the worst killers here. I've been hearing about these motherfuckers since I was on 2 Run, and now they're giving me fucking weed for free. So Daniel Hogan, he's my cell partner, man. Finally, I pumped my nuts up. I didn't know what to do. This shit went on for a couple weeks. None of them were telling me why they're giving me weed. I'm not smoking this weed. Hogan's like, let's smoke some of it. I'll help you pay for it. I'm not smoking none of that shit. I don't care if I had the money right here. I'm not smoking their joint. So I'm saving all of them up. I'm hiding them in an ink pen. I got a whole bunch of joints, like 7 or 8 of them they didn't gave me. So finally, I pump my little nuts up and I write a note over to Head Austin. Head Austin, hey man, I don't mean no disrespect by this. I don't know why y'all keep sending me this weed. I know y'all like boys. I'm not no punk, and I will stand up for myself. I haven't smoked your weed. I still have it over here. If you refuse to take it back, I'll pay you in canteen or transfer, but I'm not no punk, and I'm not going nowhere. And I hand it to my cell partner, Daniel Hogan, and say, here, brother, read this. What do you think? He reads that thing and says, oh, my God, brother, don't send this over there. Don't send this over there, brother. They'll come over here and try to kill you for saying shit like that to them. I said, man, fuck that, dude. I'm not catching out. I'm not catching out. I'm not just going to keep worrying about it. Nobody will tell me why they're giving me these joints to keep going. I send that fucking kite. I sent that motherfucker over there by the dude that does haircuts. And you know what my cellie does? The dude, he swore he's going to be by me no matter what happens. No matter what happens. When I did that, he wanted the top bunk. Told me to trade him bunks. Said, hey, man, if you're going to send that, I'm trading you bunks. I'm getting on the top bunk. I'm not getting involved in that. Really, motherfucker? After everything we've been through, we lived together for months over there in Lexington, dude. My mom sent so much money. I shared shit with this motherfucker, dude. This dude ain't never had hardly nothing, and I've been sharing with this dude for over the better part of over a year because I was a cell partner like 6 or 8 months at Lexington. Then we get over to McAllister, and we're cell partners again for several months. So the best part of the year, we've been right there, splitting everything down the middle. All the money my mom sends me, I'm going up there buying soups. Me and him's both eating off of them. Then as soon as I send this letter standing up for myself, he don't want no part of it. So he makes me trade him beds. He takes the top bunk, I take the bottom. So I didn't make my bed. I folded my mattress over in half. I had no weapons. All I had was some pencils. So I took 2 pencils and taped them together to try to make them stronger and put it right there in my waistband. And then I folded my mattress over on my bottom bunk. So just about a week before this, man, there was these black dudes that owed Danny Parker money in day room 2 where we live. They lived downstairs, and I could see their cell just a little bit at an angle. They're downstairs in the corner. And I guess they must have owed Danny some money because you heard them raise their voice real loud, and Danny was wanting their radio. So I guess they must have owed him. And they're telling him, we're not giving up our radio. We're not giving up our radio. And he's like, yeah, you're going to give me that radio till you pay me my motherfucking money. And they said, no, we'll pay you, but we're not giving you up the radio. That's all we got to listen to. And next thing you know, Head Austin was up there talking to the police and like he was keeping jigger. And you had Jack and Danny. They was down there some kind of piece of metal bar trying to get in the cell and shit. Next thing you know, them dudes are shoving that fucking radio out of that fucking beanhole and apologizing. They're finna go up in there on him. So I'm thinking, shit, I sent that kite over here. I know any minute now they're going to come up in here on me. So as soon as they crack that door, I'm going to take that mattress and just rush them and try to get out in the day room. And shit, I'm just going to try to run around out there because the guards already told me we're not here to break up no knife fight. We're here to take the loser to medical and the winner to DU. I had guards straight up tell me, look here, man, I get paid to come in here, try to keep the peace, but I don't get paid enough to break knife fights up. If you get that much of a wreck, but you better have a cast iron asshole because I'm not going to save you. So you cannot count on no cell partner, dude. Let me tell you this for a moment. Wherever you're at, sitting there on your phone or watching on your TV, right now you're safe. You're not in any kind of danger. You're watching a video, hearing a story about something. But now picture that you're in a little room that you can't get out of and you've got 3 people all your size or bigger coming to hurt you. And you don't have nothing to defend yourself. All of a sudden, shit gets deadly serious. And you can find yourself in that position in the blink of an eye, man. You can think that you know people, but when someone has that fire in their eyes and they're serious and you see it in there and they're coming with that knife and they're trying to hurt you, very few people are going to get between you, brother, to save you. It will take a great love to step in front of a knife when you have somebody that is really intent on using it. So I pray each and every day, man, for real. I hope that you do just get tired of hearing it and do it, man. Every day I hope that you get up and pick up your blessings. Think about all the good things that you have going on in your life. Whether it's a car or a house or someone who loves you or a good job that you have, whatever it is, man. If you've got air to breathe, you got something to eat, you got something to drink, you're doing good, man. You're doing good. So just I hope that you realize that you take advantage of all the beautiful blessings that are in your life each and every day that you're alive. Because even a bad day is another day. So that's how I look at it. I have a few shout outs I need to make for the last video for the super thanks, man. I want to thank Greg Tenney, Rob Johnson, as always. Rob Johnson, man, thank you for your support, brother. You are always there, always supporting me in every way. And you're sure to be going off tomorrow. I want to thank John Doe, as always. John Doe, you know why. But if y'all need some plumbing done down there around Idabel, Straight Flush Plumbing, that's old John Doe. And he's got a YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description. You guys go over and give that dude some support. He's a fireman, and he deserves your support. And RSCD also did a super thanks. I don't know the name. It's just RSCD, but thank you, my friend, for doing that. It's never expected, but it's always appreciated. And anyone that goes far enough to give something, I always want to give them a shout out. And any of you guys that haven't got your shirt yet, the Riders and the Dyers, man, I got these shirts hot and ready, man. And you can pick any color you want. You can get white, beige, navy blue, royal blue, black. So all you got to do, man, is hit me up through Messenger, and the Cash App is in the description. It's $25 for the shirt, $7 for shipping and handling. If it costs any more than that, I'll eat it. And I appreciate you guys buying a shirt. So, hey, I also hope to catch you guys in the next video. But until then, hope that God blesses, keeps, protects each and every one of you and yours. And shout out to the riders and dyers, the riders who ride till the wheels fall off. The dyers keep riding even when they do. If you need some construction work done anywhere in the United States, Mid-America Construction, just Google it. Ask for Ben Seaborn. If you need some pest control done in Oklahoma, DOA Pest Control. And with that, I'm out. Peace.